Good morning. Thank you all for joining. We'll give just a moment to clear the waiting room.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Thank you for being with us. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are presenting before the board. Give just another moment as we're still clearing the waiting room. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Wednesday, September 11th, 2024. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman of the Board, Kathleen Joyce.
Good morning. My name is Kathleen Joyce, Chair of the Boston Licensing Board. Today I'm joined by fellow commissioners, Commissioner Kiana Saxon and Commissioner Liam Curran.
Thank you very much. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly while you are presenting or testifying. I will call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You'll make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. Following questions, there will be an opportunity for testimony beginning with elected officials or their representatives. For members of the general public wishing to testify, please limit your testimony to 2 minutes, and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. Begin with the first item on this morning's agenda, calling item number 1, Van Leeuwen Seaport Boss LLC, doing business as Van Leeuwen Ice Cream, located at 133 Seaport Boulevard. Has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above 1,023 square foot ground level ice cream shop, consisting of dining area, service counter area, 1 public restroom and back room for storage and warewashing. Manager Dana Jalbuena, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Daniel Brennan here with DPB Design. On behalf of the applicant, also Dana, the managers in attendance. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. A small ice cream shop opening, just over 1,000 square feet, 14 interior seats, hours 11 a.m. to midnight. Working through final inspections now and hoping to open in the next couple weeks.
Thank you, Mr. Brennan, for joining us. I actually don't have any questions. Commissioners, do you?
I do not. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning. Oh, sorry.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. The Mayor's Office likes to defer to the judgment of this board at this time. The applicant reached out to the local neighborhood association, had a productive community process with them. We're unaware of any concerns presently. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chairs and members of the board. Laura here from Councilor Flynn's office. At this time, the councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling. Thank you. Calling item number 2, Da Vinci Gelato Inc., doing business as Da Vinci Gelato, located at 295 Huntington Ave, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above 1,250 square foot single floor with a counter for takeout and 16 tables for seating, 2 bathrooms in the back. Kitchen is in the rear of the building. Manager Tatiana Bival, hours of operation 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant? Oh, Tatiana, I do see you, but you're on mute. I'll just ask you to unmute so that you can present to the board.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Tatiana. I'm presenting Da Vinci Gelato and Waffle House. I am the manager and the owner of the place.
Great, thank you very much. If you could just please briefly present the proposed concept to the board.
Do you have any questions for me?
Can you tell us a little bit more about the concept, and when you plan on opening?
Yes. So we'll be. It's a small place. It's a small place on Huntington Ave, and we opened already. We got from the board. We got a civil license only for temporary for 2 weeks, and we are asking for a permanent civil license. We are gelato and waffles. We make the waffles in the house. That's our concept.
And you plan to be open until midnight?
We would like to be opened until midnight.
And is the business plan right now to be open 7 days a week?
7 days a week. We've been opened from 8 to 11 at night. But would be great. There is a demand in our customers to be open until 11:30 or 12.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office is to defer to the judgment of this board. ONS had the applicant circulate to flyers to abutters within 300 feet. We did not receive any comments. They went on to connect with the Fenway Civic Association, which strongly expressed their support for this proposal. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Thank you. The board will take this under advisement. Calling item number 3, Manna Grill Inc., doing business as Manna Grill, located at 220 to 230 Columbia Road in Dorchester, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above 514 square feet, one room, kitchen equipment, and bathroom located in the rear of the first floor. Basement is used for storage. Manager Carlos Pimental. Hours of operation 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Hi, my name is Cecilia Gonzalo. I'm gonna be translated for Jonathan and Carlos Pimentel. So, Carlos y Jonathan, ellos están preguntando las personas que van a estar a cargo del negocio.
Ujú. Buenos días, gracias a todos. Yo soy Jonathan, junto con mi compañero Carlos, nosotros dos vamos a estar a cargo del negocio de Managril, que es un negocio de comida rápida que estará abierto los 7 días de la semana, desde las 10 de la mañana hasta las 11 de la noche.
Déjame decirle.
Ujú.
He said, hi, my name is Jonathan. I'm gonna be managing the business with Carlos Pimentel. There is gonna be a fast food place, like technically like a cafeteria. They're gonna be open from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Will there be any seating or dining area?
Si va a haber algunas mesas o áreas de sentarse.
No,
No, dile que no, mami.
No.
So this is fast food takeout only?
yeah,
Yep.
Okay, and your plan is to be open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to
Yeah.
11 p.m., is that correct?
yeah.
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 So just explain to me, people will go in and like order off of a sign, or is there a menu, then they like wait, go down and wait? It doesn't sound like a very big place, so I'm just trying to figure it out.
Okay, ella quiere saber que cómo las personas van a ordenar, si tienen un menú, cómo la persona va a ordenar. Porque
Yeah.
no es un
La-
sitio muy grande.
ujú.
Ok, mi nombre es Carlos. Las personas van a ordenar, tenemos un menú, también vamos a tener un personal que hable los dos idiomas para que pueda tomar las órdenes.
Okay. He's saying that they have a menu, it's like a board, they have a menu, and there's also gonna be a personnel that speak both language to help out more with at the time of the ordering.
Okay. And when do you plan to open?
¿Cuándo planean abrir?
Planeamos abrir a final de este mes, si todo sale bien con la inspección y todo.
And we planning to open at the end of this month if everything goes well.
Okay. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
No, at this time, thank you.
No questions from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would defer to the judgment of this board. ONS had hosted an abutters meeting on June 24th. It was lightly attended. We did receive a letter of support, and the applicant went on to meet with the Devon, Normandy, and Brunswick Street Neighborhood Association, which was supportive of the proposed hours of operation. But that will defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. Calling item number 4, NHAM Inc. doing business as Gongcha, located at 912 Beacon Street, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above 1,000 square foot bubble tea shop, served from behind the counter, first floor only. Back of house is a dry storage area. 1 bathroom in the back for employees only. Outdoor private seasonal patio, April to September with 10 seats. Operating hours for the patio are 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Manager P. Seth Cheeve, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Hello, my name is Peter Chief. I'm the owner and the manager of the bubble tea store. Proposed to for the CV license here.
Thank you. Are there any seats inside or is it just on the patio?
There are 4 seats inside of the premise.
And the plan is for 10 seats outside?
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to make a correction. I think there was an error on the opening time. Our business hour is from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. both for the patio and for the store hour.
11 a.m. to 10 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would defer to the judgment of this board. ONS has conducted a abutters meeting previously on February 8th. Then the applicant went on to meet with the Audubon Circle Neighborhood Association, which was supportive of this proposal. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 5, Yard House USA Inc. doing business as Yard House, located at 126 Brookline Ave. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Wilson Figueroa to Tristan Gaffney, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Hi, I'm sorry, it's Tristan Gaffney.
Oh, great. Thank you, Mr. Gaffney, for being with us. Oh, there, and we have your camera on now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm figuring it out.
Okay, no worries. Thank you for being with us this morning. Chairman Joyce.
Sure, thank you. Mr. Gaffney, are you a citizen?
Yes,
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
yes.
What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
I have 25 years, the last 12 of which have been as a general manager and before that as a cook and other management positions.
Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you. I have no further questions. Commissioners Saxon or Curran, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 6, Yard House USA Inc., doing business as Yard House, located at 110 Huntington Ave. Holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from William Golden to Michael Hennessy, who's present on behalf of the applicant. Is Mr. Hennessy with us? I don't see him in the attendee list.
Hello. Hi, I apologize. I just unmuted myself. Michael Hennessy here.
Thank you, Mr. Hennessy, for being with us. Is it possible, are you on a device where you can turn a camera on so that the board can verify that you're with us?
Yes, I am in the process of that right now. I apologize. Having some technical difficulties. I know it's super annoying because people want to get off the phone, I'm sure. Yeah, unfortunately, it's. Can you see me? I apologize. I can see you all.
I'm trying to see what is the name that you're on. I do see an option here to merge with video. Let me see what happens.
It's 720.
Yes, 720.
There's no name.
Oh, so, okay, great. So we can see you then?
No, the phone number is 720.
Oh, yeah, I see the phone number. Yeah, unfortunately, we do not see you.
Give me 1 second.
If there's no luck, can we come back to him, Danny? Go on to the next
I
person.
think this is him. Is that, did we just see you for a moment, iPhone 74? Yeah. Oh,
My apologies.
there we go. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
being with us.
No, of course. I'm sorry about that, folks.
Great. We can see you and we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to find him.
Yep, the name is iPhone 74.
All right, can you speak again? Maybe it'll.
Yes, my name is Michael Hennessy. I'm calling from the Yard House on 10 Huntington Avenue.
All right, there I see him.
Perfect.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Hennessy. Are you a
course.
citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
So I am in the process. I have an appointment on September 20th at the R&B to complete to get my out-of-state license transferred over. I am a new transplant to Massachusetts.
You're living in Massachusetts?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
I've been in the industry for 20 years, from all the way from kind of some electrician, line cook to management for the past 20 years. I've been with Yard House as a manager for 7. And yeah.
Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you for joining us. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions from me, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much. Calling item number 7, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse Boston LLC, doing business as Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, located at 45 School Street. Holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Alexandra Hedge to John Stavropoulos, who is present on behalf of the applicant. Is Mr. Stavropoulos with us? We will take a second call. Calling item number 8, Mirage Charcoal Kebab Inc., doing business as Zen Restaurant, located at 21A Beacon Street. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Dewei Guan to Kevin Yi Zhang, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Good morning, Attorney Joel Liu, here representing the applicant business. The proposed manager is also here today on Zoom, and if the board has any questions, he is waiting to answer.
Thank you, and I do see Mr. Zhang on my screen. Great.
Sure, thank you. Mr. Zhang, are you a citizen?
Oh, hang on, Mr. Zhang, you're on mute right now. I've just asked you to unmute.
Okay, yes, I am.
Do you live in Massachusetts?
Yes, I do.
What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
I have like about 10 years experience.
Okay, can you describe that a little bit for us?
Actually, my attorney here, like Dolio, he's here representing me.
Okay. Attorney, can you just describe for the board what his experience is in the food and beverage industry?
Certainly. So my client has been a shareholder for a restaurant in Chinatown area for years, and that restaurant had a liquor license previously, but currently closed due to the financial management and other stuff. But my client has no any record received or complaint received based on the business operating or based on the liquor license ownership.
Okay. Mr. Zhang, are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to your attorney for joining us. Commissioner Sacks and Commissioner Cronin, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 9, STK Boston LLC, doing business as STK Steakhouse, located at 222 Berkeley Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Stacy Perone to Amir Sadeghi, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
I am. Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Michael Cronin from Roberto Israel and Weiner. I'm here on behalf of STK Boston LLC. With me is the manager of record for the company, Amir Sadeghi. We are asking the commission to approve change of manager application for the Section 12 all alcoholic beverages license located at 222 Berkeley Street in Back Bay. As the board will recall, STK Boston has been operating under the name of STK Steakhouse at this location since 2023. Company has been duly licensed by the commission during this time and has no prior violations. Amir Sadeghi is here today with us. He's happy to answer any questions for you.
Thank you. Mr. Sadeghi, are you a citizen?
Yes. Good morning, everybody. I am a citizen, correct.
Good morning. Do you live in Massachusetts?
Recently moved to Massachusetts, correct.
Okay. What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
20 years food and beverage industry, 15 of them general manager. The most of it just pretty much in management.
Okay. Are you familiar with the rules and regs of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Correct.
All right, thank you for your answers. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
Questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 10, EREB 170 Charles LLC, doing business as the Whitney Hotel, located at 14 David G. Mugar Way. Holder of and in-holder all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Katrina Jazayeri to Agnes Julia Hayes. And secondly, has petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between EREB 170 Charles LLC and Hersha Hospitality Management LP. Attorney Adam Barnowski. Attorney Barnowski.
Thank you, Attorney Green. Madam Chair, members of the board. For the record, Adam Barnowski, 255 State Street in Boston. I'm an attorney for the licensee. With me today is Christina Discoto, the U.S. Portfolio Manager for Egeria, the licensee. as well as Agnes Hayes, the general manager at the Whitney Hotel and the proposed manager of record. We are here on an application for a change of manager and the approval of a management agreement with Hersha. As the board may recall, the license acquired the hotel after receiving the approval of a transfer of the in-holders license earlier this year. The transfer included the approval of an assignment of the then existing management agreement with PRG Management, which ran the restaurant and alcohol service within the hotel. The proposed management company, Hersha Hospitality, is very familiar with this property. They have run the general operations of the hotel at the Whitney since 2016. And with PRG's operations winding down, it made sense to wrap in the alcoholic beverage component into Hersha's existing general management duties. As I mentioned, they are very familiar with the site and the operation. HHM is one of the country's premier professional hotel management companies with a diverse portfolio of more than 240 hotels across the United States and Canada. They have several managed hotels in Massachusetts, including the Envoy in Boston, Freepoint in Cambridge, as well as other hotels in Brookline and Chelsea. As it relates to the Whitney, they will oversee the day-to-day operations on behalf of the licensee. From a consumer or a public perspective, there will be no change in the operation, no change to the hours, offerings, branding, or configuration, and we do anticipate a seamless transfer in duties. Agnes Hayes is the proposed manager of record. She has been with the Whitney Hotel for over 5 years and in the role of the general manager for since 2022. She has extensive experience in the hotel and hospitality industry, working in management and consulting positions for hotels and resorts throughout the state for over 25 years. She will continue to be on site for 40 hours a week and will oversee the transition of the alcoholic beverage sales from PRG. Ms. Hayes is available, as are we, to answer any questions the board has.
Thank you. I just gotta find the right page on my screen. There you are, Mrs. Hayes. Ms. Hayes, thank you. Are you a citizen? You're on mute, I think.
Yes, I am. Sorry about that.
And do you live in Massachusetts?
Yes, I do.
Your attorney already explained your experience. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 11, KCL Boston LLC, doing business as F1 Arcade, located at 81 to 91 Pier 4 Boulevard. Holder of a common victual or 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Nicholas Phelps to Scott Evangelista. Attorney Elizabeth Pisano. Attorney Pisano.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Elizabeth Pisano from Upton, Connell, and Devlin on behalf of the applicant. We are here for a change of manager application. With me today is Scott Evangelista. He is the proposed manager of record. Scott is a U.S. citizen, a Massachusetts resident, and is familiar with the rules and regulations relating to the sale of alcohol. He is TIP certified and has over 20 years of experience in the food and beverage industry, from positions as manager roles and just working in the industry in general in California and in Massachusetts. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you, attorney. Thank you, Mr. Evangelista, for joining us. Your attorney, I believe, covered all the questions I had. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 12, OSIB Boston Back Bay Operations LLC, doing business as Citizen M Back Bay Hotel, located at 408 Newbury Street. Holder of and in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Jessica Kaufman to Taylor Robert Maxwell Smith. Attorney Tom Miller. Attorney Miller.
Good morning, Chairman Joyce, Commissioners, Secretary Green, Tom Miller from McDermott, Quilty, Miller and Handley in Boston on behalf of the licensee. I'm joined today by Taylor Smith, the proposed manager of record. He is a U.S. citizen, a resident of Reading, has extensive experience in the hotel industry, is familiar with the laws of the Commonwealth, the rules of the ABCC, and this board for the sale and service of alcohol. Taylor has more than 15 years experience in the hotel industry with more than 6 years supervising hotel operations, whose business model includes the sale and service of alcohol. He is extensively experienced and more than qualified to supervise this license at this location. With that, we want to thank the board for hearing this application today and be happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you. Again, my screen is not, I have 3 pages and I don't see Mr. Maxwell Smith. Could you just unmute
Mr.
himself?
Smith, yeah, unmute and say hi.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Thank you for joining us. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran, do you?
I do not, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 13, Boston Garden Fours LLC, doing business as Scores, located at 166 Canal Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Tyler Smith to Madison Kelly McNamee, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Thank you, Secretary Green, and good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Attorney Ryan Gosda on behalf of the licensee. With us this morning as well is Madison McNamee, who's the new proposed manager of record for Scores at 166 Canal Street. Aside from the change of the local manager of record, there are no operational changes proposed for the restaurant itself, and Ms. McNamee is a U.S. citizen, Massachusetts resident, is familiar with the rules and regulations regarding the sale and service of alcohol, and has extensive experience in the food and beverage industry, most recently at Real House, Tall Ship, and Encore. Having said that, we're certainly happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Attorney. Thank you for joining us, Ms. McNamee. I have no questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
I have no questions, thank you.
Questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 14, 85 Main Street LLC, doing business as Sullivan's Public House, located at 85 to 87 Main Street in Charlestown. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from Sullivan's Public House to Town Taqueria, who's present on behalf of the applicant.
Thank you again, Secretary Green, and good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board again. Ryan Gosda on behalf of the licensee. With me this morning is Matthew Sullivan, who is the owner and manager of record for Sullivan's Public House at 85 Main Street in Charlestown. We're here this morning on an application for a change of DBA in connection with a change of concept for the restaurant, which will be rebranding to a Mexican concept, if you will, with a new operational name of Town Taqueria. Other than the rebranding and change of name, there are no operational changes proposed for the establishment itself, and hours of operation and otherwise will be remaining operationally the same. Having said that, Mr. Sullivan is on the call as well, and we're happy to answer any questions you might have.
My only question is, how soon do you plan on rolling out this new concept?
I think we would be by November if we get approved.
Okay. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
Questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 15, DW French LLC, doing business as DW French, located at 1391 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from DW French to Mita. Attorney Elizabeth Pisano. Attorney Pisano.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Elizabeth Pisano from Upton, Connell, and Devlin on behalf of DW French LLC. DW French LLC is seeking to change its DBA name from DW French to Mita. The owners are converting their concept and rebranding from French to Italian cuisine. There are already 3 other Mita restaurants, 2 in Boston and one in Newton that have been successfully up and running. They'll have the same chef, and they will rehire qualifying employees and have the same hours at the location. With me is Seth Gerber. He is one of the owners. I think he's on here.
He is
We're
on
happy to, yep, and so we're happy to answer any other questions that you have.
Thank you. My only question is, should you be improved, when would these changes go into effect?
Seth, can you answer that one?
Yeah, our target is to reopen middle to end of October. So it's a pretty streamlined cosmetic change of the restaurant.
Okay, are you closed right now?
We are currently closed to the public.
Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 16, Hot Eastern Restaurant, Inc., doing business as Friendship BBQ, located at 40 Harrison Ave. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to change the corporate name of the licensed business from Hot Eastern Restaurant, Inc. to Hot Eastern, Inc. Secondly, has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from Friendship BBQ to Orient. And lastly, the applicant has petitioned to change the closing hour of the licensed business from 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday to 2 a.m. all days. Attorney Carolyn Conway. Attorney Conway?
Good morning, members of the board. Attorney Green, Carolyn Conway on behalf of the licensee, and I have with me today Mr. Solim Ting, who with his wife is the owner of the restaurant. First off, we'd like to withdraw the change of DBA to Orient. It didn't resonate when we went to the neighborhood, and we're going to go back to that. But we do want to continue on with the change of corporate name. If the board will recall, this license was granted in 2018 at a time when the licenses were submitted electronically, and unfortunately, it was submitted as Hot Eastern Restaurant, Inc., but all the underlying documentation, articles of organization, tax, everything else was under Hot Eastern, Inc. We wanted to go through the grant of the cordials license. The ABCC has pointed that out, and it just seemed easiest rather than change everything with all the other agencies to correct this going back. And as I said, the board will note that the original documentation did show Hot Eastern, Inc. We are looking to do a little change in the concept, mostly going from a barbecue to a stir fry. And the people that we have gone to have asked for an opening later at night till 2 a.m. Currently, we're closing between 10 and 11, and we're getting people who are showing up, at the door wanting to have a later meal. We have met with the Chinatown Neighborhood Council, as well as the Safety Committee, and agreed that we would put on a 1:30 last call for alcohol and food. So anybody order it, so that the neighborhood would know that is in connection with the increase of hours. We have been asked for this. We believe that there's a public need. Also, we had been trying to get an abutters meeting, although all the abutters were notified for this hearing. We have agreed to defer the vote so that we can have an abutters meeting sponsored by the mayor's office. And I told the mayor's office this morning that I would ask for that. But in the meantime, we would like to, Mr. Ting is available to testify, and we believe we have some support here to testify also for the increase in hours to the 2 a.m.
All right, thank you. Might have questions after other testimony, but right now I don't have any questions.
Yeah, same for me, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. With that, we will see if there is any testimony, beginning with elected officials or their representatives.
Hi, Laura here from Councilor Flynn's office. I will read his statement. And good morning, Madam Chair, and members of the board. Councilor Flynn would like to go on record in opposition based on feedback from neighbors in the community. We were informed that the proponent never reportedly engaged in a community process with all the relevant civic groups. Moreover, neighbors reported that site has historically historically post trash remover concerns. Lastly, residents are concerned about exacerbating existing noise complaints and quality of life issues with the extension of hours until 2 a.m. throughout the entire week, instead of just the weekend. For those reasons and others, Councilor Flynn continues to remain opposed. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Is Nicholas here?
I'm trying, I'll send him a text.
He was here before. Here he is.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I just. Hello. Hi. My name is Nicholas. I am a resident of Chinatown. I'm also part of a Chinatown Neighborhood Council. Just for the record, I want to give Mr. Tin a support, and he has been good community members. He have done a lot for the communities, and in terms of the like the noise. I'm sorry. So he did went to the board and safety meeting. All the members was support the decisions. So just for the record, I'm saying that I just here as a support.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Great, and just to be clear, Attorney Conway, you're seeking a deferral on the vote on the change of hours until there's an abutters meeting. Is that what I understood?
Yes, we'll do an abutters meeting. They've all been notified of the hearing today, but I do want to repeat that we did appear before the neighborhood council as well as the safety committee prior. And I have been in touch with ONS since August, but they due to vacation schedules, etc. That's why we're looking forward to having an abutters meeting within the next week or so.
Great, thank you for that. Following testimony, are there any questions from the board?
I do have a question. What was the group that Councilor Flynn's office wanted you to meet with? Was it the neighborhood council?
Well, we did go to the neighborhood council,
Yeah.
and we've also been to the safety committee. And
safety
maybe
committee of
Councilor
the
Flynn
neighborhood-
wasn't aware that we were there.
I'm just going to ask Councilor Flynn's staff to unmute one more second, just so I can take some notes.
Thank you. So I've talked to Melissa Lowe about this. She's our person for Chinatown. I think we're referring to the Chinatown. I think is a CRA, Chinatown Resident Association. That's they meet every month, and that's the one that she goes to. I don't think they met with them or reached out to us about the proposal. So we're mostly concerned about the closing hours. We think, during the week, they already have a lot of complaints. There's residents that live there that have kids that have to go to school, and we're just worried about, noise. And obviously with the pest control issues that we have throughout the city, the trash is also a big concern for us. So I can specify which other groups other than the one I mentioned, but for now, I think it's that one.
Okay. Attorney,
I'm more than happy.
Attorney, are you aware of the trash complaints and the noise complaints?
The noise complaints that were addressed were general Chinatown noise complaints, not anything in conjunction with this operation, because this operation closes a lot. And we said that we would look into all anything that has to do with us with respect to trash. And that we were aware of our environments. There was nothing directed to us individually. It seemed that it was just general concerns, and we would look into it. What I'd like to do is I will reach out to Councilor Flynn's office right afterwards to see if there is another organization that we should be getting to, because I'm more than happy to meet with them. And as I said, we're working with ONS with respect to the abutters meeting.
All right, thank you. With that, I have no other questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
Nothing additional from me. Thank you.
No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 17, Corporación Bani Limited, doing business as Pimentel Market, located at 340 Center Street in Jamaica Plain. Holder of a retail package store wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to change the category of the licensed business from a retail package store wines and malt beverages to a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license. Attorney John Carey. Attorney Carey.
Good morning, Madam Chair Joyce and members of the board. I represent Mr. Luis Guerrero, who's present with us, the owner of Pimentel Market. He is a citizen of the United States and a resident of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the city of Boston. He is familiar with the rules and regulations of the city of Boston, the ABCC, and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts as it pertains to the sale of alcoholic beverages. Mr. Guerrero has been in business for over 20 years. Has experience in sales and currently has an 11 p.m. wine and malt license. He's had that for over 5 years with no violations or complaints during that period of time. We would be happy, Mr. Guerrero and myself would be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you for joining us, Attorney Carey. Thank you for also joining us, Mr. Guerrero. With this petition to change the category, could you please elaborate on what the public need is to go from wine and malt to all alcohol?
Yes, thank you.
I get here. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Guerrero is very much a fabric of the community. He has a variety market at 340 Center Street in the neighborhood. It's very much a fabric of the neighborhood. He has been requested by many neighbors and people in the community to open up the sales to full beverage licenses. They'd like to because they like to shop in his facility. He, as I said, he's been there for 20 years. Is very much a fabric in that community. He's open 364 days a year, excluding Christmas. At the one day off. He participates in many of the events around the community. Participates in and also donates to many of the functions of the community.
Do you plan to sell nips?
No, Your Honor. No, Madam Chair.
Okay. All right. Public need has sort of a legal definition based upon case law. You did touch upon some of it. The other parts of it would be like, are there other package stores in the area, or how close is the nearest package store that sells alcohol, hard alcohol?
That's several. I don't have the exact location. I may refer to Mr. Guerrero, but I believe that's several blocks away from the actual neighborhood he lives in.
Mr. Guerrero, is that correct?
Yes, yes, that's correct. I have two. I'm pretty much in the middle of them, about 3.5 blocks away from each other. So I would say, yeah, 3 to 4 blocks away.
Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran, any questions?
I do. Are the two that you're in the middle of, is that Center Liquor and Camillo?
That's correct, sir.
Okay. I'm seeing 0.2 miles to Center and 0.3 miles to Camillo. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I mean, if you see that, yes, I would say so. I know by blocks.
Yeah.
I would say so.
And there's a Whole Foods not that far from you. Do they carry spirits or alcohol at all?
What's the name of that business?
Whole Foods.
As far as I know, they do not.
Yeah, I didn't think they did. I just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all I have then. Thank you.
No questions. Thank you.
I just have one more question. If this was granted and you were able to add hard alcohol to your offerings, would you be replacing any other, food that you're selling? Is it going to be taking up more? We usually have a floor plan that is supplied to us. We could see, what percentage of your offerings is going to be dedicated to alcohol sales.
No. I'm sorry, Mr. John. You may answer that if you want.
Yes, the majority of the alcoholic beverages that he'd be placing on the market would be positioned behind the counter. There'd be a small area, and then over at a high level where young children would not be able to reach it. Over the refrigerated section, he has shelving that would be used to place any alcoholic liquor. It would not would not curtail the sale of any of the other variety matters that he sells in his location.
All right, those are all my questions. Thanks.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Board.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office to defer to the judgment of this board. ONS had held an abutters meeting on July 10th. It was sparsely attended, but there was one resident on who vocalized their support. The applicant then went on to meet with the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Councils, which I understand is supportive of this proposal. And I'll let Michael elaborate on that. But with that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. I do see a hand raised from Michael Reiskin. Mr. Reiskin, you may please provide your testimony.
My name is Michael Reiskind. I live at 425 South Huntington Avenue in Jamaica Plain, member of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council and chair of its Public Service Committee. We had a neighborhood hearing on this issue on August 6th. Mr. Guerrero is a longstanding business member, close to 24 years at this location, almost 5 years with a beer and wine license. He promised not to sell any mini bottles and also to keep all the alcohol out of reach of the kids at this bodega. It's a central gathering spot in the neighborhood, and people who came to the meeting all supported this request, saying it's a good upgrade to a long-standing business. He also promised to self-police the corner restriction at Wyman and Center Street, which has a fire department restriction. So that's very helpful as well. The last time we had this hearing for the beer and wine package store, both Camillo Liquors and Center Liquors came to oppose. They did not come to oppose this time. He's exactly halfway between Camillo Liquors at Jackson Square and Center Liquors at Hyde Square. So we think this is an appropriate and has a public need for the neighborhood. So we urge you to approve this upgrade to an all alcohol package store for Pimentel Market.
Thank you, Mr. Reiskind, for your testimony. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. Calling item number 18, Good Tacos LLC, doing business as Naco Taco and Good Company, located at 100 Hood Park Drive in Charlestown. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to CT Eatery LLC, doing business as Lucky Tiger at the same location. Corey Berman, manager, has also petitioned to update the description of the premise as follows: on one floor of a commercial building with approximately 5,439 square feet of contiguous space. Restaurant space A in one room located at left of premise with entrance located at far left with bar seating for approximately 18 patrons and additional dining area for approximately 11 patrons. Restaurant space B in one additional room at right of premise with additional entrance at far right with bar seating for approximately 26 patrons and additional dining area for approximately 44 patrons. Bathrooms for both restaurant space A and restaurant space B located at rear of public facing space. Contiguous kitchen, storage, and back of house located in rear of space connecting. 2 entrances and 5 exits. Seasonal April to November outdoor patio on private property with 30 seats. Indoor closing hour 2 a.m., outdoor patio closing hour 11 p.m. And finally, the applicant has petitioned to pledge the license to Hood Park LLC. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Thank you, Secretary Green, and good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Attorney Ryan Gosda on behalf of the licensee. With us this morning as well as Corey Berman, who is the proposed manager of record for the new restaurant we're here to discuss this morning. This is an application for a transfer of an existing all alcohol license that was formerly operated by Naco Taco at 100 Hood Park Drive in Charlestown. My clients presently operate Urban Wild, which is directly adjacent to this space, and have entered into an agreement to purchase the assets of the existing operator that was formerly within the adjacent, the restaurant right next door. My clients are, excuse me, existing entrepreneurs within the city of Boston, operating several other establishments, including Tradesman, Finn Point, Amber Road, and Urban Wild right next door, as I had mentioned. And aside from a light refresh and rebranding of this space to a new name, Lucky Tiger, it's a relatively straightforward transfer of the license to existing locations, staying the same otherwise. The purchase itself will be partially funded by a promissory note funded by the landlord, which includes a pledge agreement of the license back for collateral as the loan. And Corey Berman, as I had mentioned, will be the manager of record for the new restaurant. And he is a U.S. resident. Sorry. He is a U.S. resident, a Massachusetts resident, a U.S. citizen, Massachusetts resident, is familiar with the rules and regulations regarding the sale and service of alcohol, and has extensive experience in the food and beverage industry. And prior to coming before you all today, we have discussed this with the Charlestown Neighborhood Council, and they're in support of this application. But we're happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you. Well done. I don't think I have any questions. Thank you for explaining the reason for the pledge. And Mr. Berman's qualifications as manager of record. I don't have any questions at this time. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
No questions for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 19, Bespoke Hospitality LLC, doing business as Cambria, located at 6 West Broadway in South Boston. Holder of and in holder all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to West Broadway Management LLC, doing business as Cambria Hotel at the same location. Xiaowei Whitley Gao, manager. Closing hours 10 p.m. on the patio, 1 a.m. roof deck, 2 a.m. interior. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Attorney Tyler Hensler from Upton, Canal, and Devlin, here representing the applicant, West Broadway Management LLC. As Attorney Green said, we're applying for a transfer of a Section 12 license to be exercised at the same location, 6 West Broadway in South Boston. Joining me as manager of record and one of the owners, Willie Gao. This will be the same operation as before, nothing changing. Even though it's a transfer at the same location, I'll add that a public need exists not only for guests at the hotel, but for guests and neighbors alike to use the roof deck and lobby bars. Character and fitness of the applicant is also very strong, as the owners have been in the industry since 2013 when they managed a club for 5 years, and after that moving into property development and successfully dealing and collaborating with licensees of all kinds. Again, we're not changing the description of the premises on the license as it exists, which includes the whole of said building, 14 floors of hotel rooms, the lobby, the rooftop, and a function room. The proposed manager of record is Willie Gao. He is a U.S. citizen. He's a Massachusetts resident. He's familiar with the rules and regulations regarding the sale and service of alcohol of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth. And he has experience in the industry, as he was previously a club manager for Tian Yi Inc. for 5 years. Since then, he's been acting as senior vice president to Kian Long Property Development since 2015, dealing with licensees as tenants throughout that time. We have been in contact with the West Broadway Neighborhood Association and ONS. Neither required a meeting, but we remain in contact with them if anything should change. With that, we're happy to take any questions, and we thank the board for their time.
Thanks. So previously at this location, there was also a hotel, a restaurant, and a rooftop. And there was a lot of confusion between the management team who was actually responsible for controlling the alcohol in those 3 different areas of the building. Mr. Gao, what is your relationship going to be? Your name is going to be manager of record for all 3. What is the relationship between your role and the owners of the hotel?
Willie, I can actually answer this very quickly, just to clear it up. So this, as the board's aware, there was an issue with the former licensee at this location Bespoke Hospitality, who was a tenant. Bespoke Hospitality owed the landlord 6 West Broadway in excess of $700,000 in money damages due to unpaid rent. And in return for an executed release of the claims, Bespoke Hospitality conveyed the license to the landlord. This was, pursuant to a purchase and sale agreement executed on August 2nd. Subsequent to that agreement, the landlord then assigned it to this Broadway Management LLC, or West Broadway Management LLC, the applicant here. This was because the consideration for the license was not money or cash. It was that release. It had to be conveyed to the landlord and then to the applicant. So Willie and his wife, Fondue, who are each 50% owners of West Broadway Management LLC, the applicant here, they are related to the real estate owner and the landlord. And sometime down the road, we'll let the board know right now that the plan right now is for there to be eventually a third-party operator to come in via a management agreement. But in the meantime, to settle the licensing situation that they find themselves in due to this previous tenant, we're doing this transfer before getting to a third-party manager. So that is a long way of saying that they will be in control of the entire building, all 3 areas for the time being.
That's helpful. Do you know Boston Nightlife Ventures?
Do I know? No.
Or does Mr. Gao?
Will
They
it
were
be-
involved last time around?
No.
Okay. Well, with these third-party operators, sometimes there's confusion over who's in control and programming the different parts of the building. And one of the issues was that they thought they were totally separate from the hotel. So when you do find that third-party operator, we're gonna really have to dig into some of those questions for obvious reasons. If there's an issue with the rooftop, if there's an issue with the restaurant, that flows into the hotel. And there was lack of understanding by all 3 parties last time around who ultimately had control over the license. So I just want to get that on the record. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
I have nothing in addition, thank you.
No questions from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 20, Glenbeg Inc., doing business as Azure, located at 65 Exeter Street, holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to the Lennox Hotel LLC at the same location. Gary Saunders, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour. Applicant has also petitioned to update the description of the premise as follows: approximately 5,028 square feet in 4 rooms within the Lennox Hotel, main entrance and exit on Exeter Street through the main lobby of the hotel. 912 square foot bar in 1 room with occupancy of 65, entrance through hotel lobby. Separate restaurant space in 1 room consisting of 2,176 square feet with main dining area and bar area seating with seating for 100. Restaurant space, occupancy of 314, 1,940 square foot kitchen and rear, basement for storage. Additional emergency exit through the kitchen to the hotel lobby. And finally, the applicant has petitioned to remove the following condition from the license as condition number 3, Sunday opening at 11 a.m. for alcohol service. Attorney Kristen Scanlon. Attorney Scanlon.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Kristen Scanlon for the licensee or for the applicant. This transfer is a transfer at the same location of an all alcohol beverage license. The current licensee's tenancy is soon coming to an end at this location, so this is the primary reason for the transfer. The applicant is the landlord and also a current licensee within this same building, the Lennox Hotel on the corner of Boylston and Exeter Street in Back Bay. And has a separate inholder license. The primary intent for the transfer is a smooth transition with little to no dark time within the hotel dining and bar areas. The hotel will now overtake fully all food and beverage operations within all hotel outlets to include the existing dining and bar spaces. The proposed manager of record is Gary Saunders, who is a manager of record previously approved by this board and the ABCC and is currently the manager of record of the inholder license held by by the Lennox Hotel within the same building. There are absolutely no changes proposed to operations here, but for the ownership. As Attorney Green referenced, we did update the description, however, to be more thoroughly detailed than what was last recorded for this particular license and the premises that are covered by this license. We did also submit with this application to remove the third condition regarding, in particular, Sunday alcohol services. We believe it was a condition that was put in place long prior to legislation allowing 10 a.m. service on Sundays. Lastly, I will just note that in all likelihood, we will be back before the board following the hopeful approval of this transfer to amend the existing hotel license to encompass the restaurant and bar space that this license currently serves, and then move this license out. But as a hotel with anchor restaurant spaces, it's important and imperative for them that this service not be disrupted for guests staying at the hotel, which is the purpose of the transfer of this ownership at this time. Again, the current tenancy is coming to an end.
Thank you for that explanation. So would I be correct in saying there's no intention of holding both of these licenses for a long time?
You're correct, yes.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? The board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 21, Our Father's Deli LLC, doing business as Our Father's Deli, located at 1301 Boylston Street, holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Elephantine LLC, doing business as Elephantine Bakery, located at 332 Congress Street. Premise consists of 4,624 square feet total in one room on ground level of a 6-story building. Front window seating area, service bar area, and main dining area seating for approximately 65. Main entrance exit on Congress Street, additional emergency exit in rear alley. Kitchen, storage, and offices in rear of premises. Sherry Farag, manager, 10 p.m. closing hour. Attorney Scanlon, once again, Attorney Scanlon.
Good morning again, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Kristen Scanlon for the applicant. Signed on with us this morning is Sharif Farag, who is one of the owners, along with his wife Nadine, of the proposed concept Elephantine Bakery. Sharif is also the proposed manager of record for this license, is a U.S. citizen and soon to be Massachusetts resident, and will be at the time of the anticipated May 2025 opening, and is of course familiar with the rules and regulations regarding service and sale of alcohol. As Attorney Green indicated, we're seeking to transfer this license to a new location at 332 Congress Street in Fort Point. This location was previously known as Metro Cafe, which served breakfast and lunch at this location, but it's been closed for the last several years and has sat dark at this location. By way of background, Nadine and Sharif currently operate their first location in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which originally opened in December of 2018. The name Elephantine comes from Egypt, where their families are from. And when they first opened in Portsmouth, they wanted to come with a name that honors their heritage. They always also had the ambition of opening in Boston, where they met and married 17 years ago. So they're happy to see that vision come to fruition. Nadine left doctoral studies at Harvard in search of something new. Then Sharif, who is a former computer engineer, left the corporate world and studied boulangerie in Paris, which are influences you'll see in the concept, which is a classic French-style bakery and old world cafe with menu items influenced by both of their backgrounds. You'll find an array of offerings on the menu, including Middle Eastern and French pastries, sandwiches, and breakfast dishes, and traditional and unique dessert offerings, not ones you see every day in cafes around Boston or a lot of other places, really, like cardamom rosewater cake or brown butter brownies. For evening service, they offer aperitivo style offerings. Often you'll see this in a lot of places like Italy, where it's pre-dinner drinks, appetizers, small plates. It's not quite dinner or afternoon lunch, but something in between. As far as logistics for this location are concerned, the hours proposed are 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. with approximately 65 seats inside and a maximum occupancy of 120. Because this is a transfer to a new location with respect to public need, as I did mention previously, this location used to be a breakfast and lunch place that has sat vacant for the last several years. So it's good to be able to bring back some form of those offerings to residences and nearby businesses in the surrounding area. This particular neighborhood, I know as the board is well aware, has lost several restaurants recently along this Congress Street stretch. So with the addition and revival of a restaurant at this particular location, it's much welcomed by the neighborhood, which of course will provide for more foot traffic, eyes and lights on the street as well. And also, it of course brings a unique food option and concept to the area as previously described with the sample menu items and the overall concept as well with all day offerings. And it's a great style of restaurant for close proximity to places like the Children's Museum. It's certainly family friendly and offered at affordable price points. Their goal also is to bring as many as 35 to 45 new jobs for this particular location as well. We hope after this, the character and fitness isn't in question by the board either. Their reputation certainly precedes them with their Portsmouth location as successful and responsible business operators. If you take a look at all reviews online, they have repeated 5-star reviews from hundreds of people. They were voted by Yelp as number 4 out of 100 best New England restaurants in 2022 based on reviews. Best breakfast sandwich in America in 2022 and best bakery in New Hampshire in 2023. So I think a lot of folks are looking forward to them opening at this location. We did meet back this winter with both the FP&A and an ONS sponsored a Butters meeting, and that was met with just a few questions, but overall support, which I know the board is in receipt of a letter from the FP&A as well. As I mentioned, anticipated opening is May 2025. But of course, Sharif and I are happy to answer any questions the board might have.
Thank you. Great explanation. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Farik. Not sure if your attorney covered it, but just so that we have it as part of the record, are you familiar with the rules and regs of this board, ABCC, and as it pertain to the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay, and you'd be expecting to open May 2025, is that right? I think that's what your attorney said.
That's correct. Yes, that's what we are targeting.
Okay. I actually have no questions. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran?
No questions for me. Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office will defer to the judgment of this board. As you heard from the applicant's representation, ONS had hosted a Butters meeting previously in January. The applicant then went on to meet with the 4 Point Neighborhood Association, securing their support. Our office is unaware of any concerns at this time. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 22, Los Alebrijes Restaurant LLC, doing business as Los Alebrijes Restaurant, located at 192 Sumner Street in East Boston, has applied for a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license to be exercised on the above in one large room on ground floor with seated dining areas, kitchen, restrooms, and storage in rear, 1,300 square feet, with basement, also 1,300 square feet for storage. Manager Gerardo Espinoza, closing time 2 a.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Thank you, Secretary Green, and good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Attorney Ryan Gosda on behalf of the proposed licensee. With me this morning as well is Gerardo Espinoza, as well as Blanca Rojas, who are 2 of the co-owners of the restaurant that we're here to discuss this morning, which is Los Alebrijes, located at 192 Sumner Street in East Boston. This is a relatively new full-service restaurant located in East Boston, serving authentic Mexican cuisine. In terms of the space itself, it's comprised of approximately 2,000 square feet on the ground floor of the property, containing 28 seats indoors, and has been operational since April of this year. It's a family-friendly restaurant that's received rave reviews thus far. And I would like to note for the record that they would be seeking a 1 a.m. closing hour and not a 2 a.m. closing hour at this location, following concessions with the neighborhood groups. In light of the pending legislation, which we understand to presently be before the governor as we speak today, seeking to grant additional liquor licenses in the city of Boston, many of which have been specifically earmarked for East Boston in particular. My clients plan to apply for the issuance of a new beer, wine, and cordials license to be able to serve alcoholic beverages at this restaurant, which are complementary to their menu, including margaritas and other beverages with a Mexican inspiration that pair well with the food offerings at the existing location. Joe Espinoza, who, as I mentioned, is one of the co-owners, will also be the manager of record for this location. He is a U.S. citizen, a Massachusetts resident, is familiar with the rules and regulations regarding the sale and service of alcohol, and has extensive experience in the food and beverage industry. And it's also worth noting that this will be the second location for Los Alebrijes, with another operation out in Chelsea, which they've been running quite successfully and hope to be able to implement a liquor program at this location, which is something that they've not been lucky enough to do out in Chelsea. In terms of community outreach, we have discussed this proposal with both ONS as well as the Maverick Central Neighborhood Association. And we have secured support from that neighborhood association, as well as over 100 letters of support submitted into the board's record as of this morning, just from customers and members of the community who are in support of this proposal. It's specifically something that their customers have been asking for, and they're hoping that it's something that will help keep the restaurant economically viable moving forward. In terms of a public need, as the board can no doubt acknowledge, East Boston continues to undergo active redevelopment, and this location in particular, located a stone's throw from Maverick Square, is directly surrounded by a vast majority of new residential apartments that have been built within the past few years. And this only continues to grow as we move forward in terms of development for East Boston. And I would proffer that the pending legislation in and of itself, which has identified East Boston as an underserved community, also underscores the fact that there is a public need for this type of proposal at the location. Having said that, we feel that this license is appropriate at this location, and that these are responsible operators who are deserving of the chance for one of these coveted licenses. Having said that, we're here this morning to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you very much for that explanation, that very helpful explanation. How long have you been operating with just the CV license?
Just the CV license. They've been in operation since April of this year.
That's what I thought. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not.
No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. ONS had hosted a butters meeting on July 18th. The applicant then went on to meet with the Maverick Central Neighborhood Association in August, securing their support. We're unaware of any concerns. As the applicant's representation mentioned, there are letters of support. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
And also, my name is Miguel Vargas. I am the executive director for the East Boston Main Streets. I support the Alebrijes. I've been working with them a lot with the process and opening up in April. And I do encourage this restaurant to get the license.
Thank you, Mr. Vargas, for your testimony. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? The board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will take a second call on item number 7. I do believe Mr. Stavropoulos has joined us. So just to refresh the board and read back into the record, calling item number 7, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse Boston, LLC, doing business as Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, located at 45 School Street. Has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Alexandra Hedge to Mr. Stavropoulos. Mr. Stavropoulos, thank you for being with us and for hanging in there as we get through this hearing.
Yes, thank you.
Great. Chairwoman Joyce, you want to go through manager of record?
Yeah, sure. There you are. Thank you. Are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes, I am.
What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
I've been a manager in the food and beverage industry for about 15 years. I owned and operate my own Subway restaurant, and I currently manage the general manager at the Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in downtown Boston for the past 2 years.
Okay. Are you familiar with the rules and regs of this board, the ABCC and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you. I have no additional questions. Commissioners, do you?
I do not, thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you again for joining us, Mr. Stavropoulos. Those are all of the items before the board this morning. The board will convene to vote tomorrow morning, September 12th at 10 a.m. Notice has been posted to the city's website. Hang on, I see a hand raised from a Dolly. Dolly, I'll ask you to unmute. Is this on the item that we're speaking on right now?
No, unfortunately, it's not. And I just wanted to ask the question whether or not I might speak on a matter that was earlier raised or discussed at the hearing.
Which item is it? And Chairman Joyce, will you?
It was item number 4 regarding the Gong Cha bubble tea shop on Beacon Street.
Sure.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to speak at a turn. I just missed the discussion. The Audubon Circle Neighborhood Association had submitted a letter on the matter, and our board was in support of the applicant. But it was based on a number of conditions that were very important because of the likely protection of or elimination of disruption of traffic on Beacon Street, which, as you know, is a very busy thoroughfare through to the city. And I was just hoping that the board would take those conditions and thoughts into account when issuing the license. And I also just wanted to ask, it said the hours of operation in the narrative as being between 11 a.m. and 10 p.m. But then at the end in the hearing notice, it said hours of operation 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. The applicant had described to us that there would be a closing hour at 10 p.m. And so I just wondered if why that distinction had been made. And it is important because this is operating right below residences.
They explained that at the hearing that there was an
Okay, all right.
The applicant
So
did correct on the record that they're seeking a 10 p.m. close.
Wonderful. Okay, appreciate that. That's all I will say. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you after the fact.
Great. Thank you for that, Ms. Bogdanian. With that, I do believe that those are all the matters before the board this morning. Once again, the board will convene to vote tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Notice has been posted to the city's website, and that will adjourn this morning's hearing. Thank you all, and please do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.